Autoline Daily is brought to you by Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com.
Here are today's top headlines. Saab is going to die. Don't look for Chrysler to turn around anytime in the next 2 years, and we'll take a look at Fiat's answer to the Ford Transit Connect. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Friday, December 18, 2009, and now the news. This just in, General Motors announced it was not able to put a deal together to sell Saab, and it will begin to immediately wind down operations at the Swedish automaker. Saab will continue to pay any bills that it owes and will continue to honor the warranties on its cars, but it will probably be officially out of business before the month is out. Chryslers CEO Sergio Marchionne says it's going to take 2 years for the company to turn around. He was speaking at an event yesterday where Chrysler confirmed that the 1.4-liter engine going in the Fiat 500 to be sold in the Americas will be built at one of the company's factories in Michigan. And sticking with Fiat for the moment, but over in Europe, the company introduced the new Doblo. This little vanette offers a choice of 3 diesel engines and 1 gasoline engine, all with a stop-start feature. It also offers all the airbags you'd ever need, plus electronic stability control, a nav system, and MP3, so this is not just a little delivery van, and I wonder if Chrysler or Dodge would put this in its lineup to compete with the Ford Transit Connect in North America. General Motors named Brian Sweeney as the head of Buick GMC. Actually, we knew this yesterday before the official announcement, but we didn't have a picture of him then. Sweeney, 42 years old, was a district sales manager for GMC, but at some point in his career, he has worked for every GM brand in the U.S. market except for Hummer. A123 Systems, the company that makes lithium-ion batteries, announced it will form a joint venture with Shanghai Automotive in China, the Associated Press reports. It will become the main supplier of these batteries to SAIC and all of its subsidiaries, and that could give A123 some pretty good manufacturing volume. Ford plans to launch new software for the Sync that will let companies develop applications in an open environment for it, similar to the Apple iPhone. According to the Detroit Free Press, Ford and music site Pandora will collaborate using the software to allow drivers access to the web to listen to music. Both declined to comment on the report, but Ford plans to make an announcement at January's Consumer Electronics Show. Coming up next, a look at some of the comments from last night's Autoline After Hours, when master spy photographer Jim Dunne talked about how he had his face plastered on wanted posters. On last night's Autoline After Hours, Jim Dunne talked about how weird it would be trying to sneak into styling centers and proving grounds in his role as a spy photographer, and how he would be invited into those places in his role as a journalist. He talks about this contradiction in the following soundbite.
It's a double life. You know that I covered the auto industry for 45 years as legitimate journalist. And at the same time, I'd be invited into their styling studios, into the proving grounds, test their cars, and it was a double life. In fact, I went to...
You put on your ninja costume, your camera, and you're
That's right.
creeping over the wall.
Excuse me, I'm going to the men's room. And never reappear. But another incident, I was at the GM Proving Grounds out here at Milford with a bunch of journalists, and we were going to go out on Black Lake and see the new cars. And the head of security of the GM Proving Grounds came out and gave us a little pep talk. Wear seat belts, stop for stop signs, don't go onto Black Lake without permission, and don't go over 100 miles, that kind of stuff, 100 miles an hour. And he says, you know, I'm giving this talk to you people here, and I noticed one guy looks familiar. He's the guy sitting there with the tie. And I knew it was me. He says, I couldn't quite place him. Then I remembered. I have his picture posted in my office, right? So it's kind of a double thing. Yeah, they would get upset with me, but they just treated me like an ordinary journalist.
You can watch the entire Autoline After Hours show on our website right now at www.autolinedetroit.tv. Just look for it in the John's Journal section. Okay, it's Friday, and you know what that means. It is time to answer this week's trivia question. We asked you to identify who made this tank and which war did it first appear in. As always, we randomly selected this week's winner from the pool of correct responses, and the correct answer is it was built by Renault and first appeared in the Great War, also known as World War I. And the winner is David Andrews of North Arlington, New Jersey. Congratulations, David. You just won this collector's edition Autoline Detroit coffee mug. And that is it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.